bigger people should be accommodated, just like we accommodate the LGBT community. Say I'm skinny in my head. Yeah, I'm skinny, like I said.
Well, guys, let's dive into something really intense. In case you missed it, Dank Deas, yeah, the rapper who always seems to be at the center of something wild, recently sat down with The Breakfast Club.
The Detroit rapper is going viral for something other than her music.
Fans know her as Dank Deas, and they're fuming after a Lyft driver allegedly denied her a ride because of her.
And let me tell you, it was explosive. Picture this. Right at the beginning, she couldn't even fit in the standard studio chair. They had to roll out an entire couch for her. Kind of ironic, right? But that's just the start. Dank Deas took it further, challenging societal norms with her eyebrow-raising comments about body image. She claimed that every aspect of society should cater to individuals her size, 500 palms, give or take. And to make things even more perplexing, she self-identifies as skinny in her head. I'm not making this up, guys. Hosts like Charlemagne were left speechless. And the audience? Oh boy, their reactions were something else. But Dank Deas isn't backing down. She even went so far as to call the term fat a slur. What? Seriously? I can't help but think about how soft and coddled societies become when people get offended by something meant to be purely descriptive. So what do you think? Am I alone here? Before you scroll away, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of February. It makes me happy, keeps me going, and ensures you won't miss any of this craziness. All right, let's get into more details. All right, folks, let's break down what went on in that interview with Dank Deas, because honestly, it raises some important and frustrating points about our society today. Now, during this intense chat, Dank Deas made some pretty bold claims. One of the most eye-catching statements was her idea that the world should make accommodations for people of her size, as if being 500 pounds requires no personal accountability.
You walked in and, you said the chair was too small, so we had to bring the part of the sectional for you to sit in. And you said something. You said, now this is what I'm talking about, accommodations, right? Yes. But we live in a world that's not always going to be able to accommodate people that are plus size. But we should, though.
We should, because we're not all the same, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like we should. Like, why not? I feel like a lot of times people think that bigger people, obese, the F word people should just be in a house. When it's like we not. Word? Yeah, the F word. I'm not.
The word that you can't say in your house. Fat. You don't like it.
Oh,
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah. She seems to believe society has to bend over backward for her, and frankly, it leaves us questioning: is personal health getting lost in this new wave body positivity movement?
I don't think like that. Like I said in the interview, I don't have a big person head. Like I don't have. No, for real, y'all. For real, no. Look, I don't have a big person mindset. I'm skinny in my head. Yeah, I'm skinny.
I mean, when she said she's skinny in her head, it really struck a nerve. How do you interpret the world? Is it based on subjective feelings, or do facts play any role at this point? That mindset, to me, feels like it's encouraging a detachment from reality. And to be honest, how do you think that really impacts her fans, especially those who might look up to her as a role model? We saw Charlemagne, who usually doesn't pull any punches, kind of stunned.
It could be like some of the clothes that the F people wear, with things hanging out and y'all, try to wear things that the smart, the S people be wearing.
I don't live in a world where the skinny people when the F people, that's not my reality. I am a human being. I am regular.
Maybe he was as bewildered as us, trying to wrap his head around the fact that she wants the term fat treated as a slur. Let's be real here. Words carry weight only when we give them too much power. Are we crossing into hypersensitivity here? To pivot for a moment, let's talk about these societal demands. Dank Deas suggests that larger people should have the same accommodations as someone from the LGBTQ community.
I just feel like it should be accommodated. Bigger people should be accommodated, just like we accommodate the LGBT community, all those other communities. I just feel like we outside.
You compared your situation to the LGBTQ, and a lot of people would say, well, LGBTQ people don't have a choice to be gay or whatever, but you have a choice to be plus size. Mm-hmm. So they want you to make better choices, eat right, work out, lose the weight.
But can we really compare an issue of health and personal choice to sexual orientation or gender identity, aspects of life that are generally considered innate and not choices? You see, this comparison is not just baffling, it's infuriating because it undermines true social causes that require attention and support. Like, consider the LGBTQ community who often face discrimination simply for being who they are. Isn't it odd to put issues of body size, largely influenced by lifestyle choices, in the same critical area? We're at a cultural crossroads, navigating between promoting self-love and, well, promoting self-deception, don't you think? But here's the kicker. Amidst all these waves of accommodation demands, Dank Deas avoids any conversation about health. Her focus is more on society's perceived duty to adapt rather than vulnerable discussions about obesity-related health issues like diabetes and cardiovascular concerns, which are actually life-threatening. Charlemagne pointedly shifted the conversation in attempts to peel back the layer of delusion when addressing choices. But it's tough to break through when someone insists on being a regular size despite objective reality. As we navigate this madness, remember, body size isn't an immutable characteristic. It's often the result of countless small choices made over time. Let's not forget, she's asking to be treated like someone who cannot change their circumstances. Yet, in most cases like hers, individuals have some level of control over their body condition. This narrative of demanding change from everyone but yourself, it's a classic case of what's gone terribly wrong with societal narratives today. And this debate is reflective of a larger cultural clash we are witnessing, pitting body positivity against health accountability. While it's crucial to advocate for respect and acceptance of individuals of all sizes, maybe there's been a bit of an overcorrection. Just look at how the interview landed with the audience. For many, it sparked anger, disbelief, and even some laughter at what felt like an absurd parody of modern identity politics. But let's not sugarcoat it. The underlying issue isn't something to laugh about. Health is fundamental. As Dank Deas talks about being skinny in her head, it reminds us of the safe space culture that doesn't always serve the best interest of individuals. Sheltering people from harsh truths gives them a pass on confronting real, often uncomfortable truths that they should be facing. There's this part where she mentions having an OnlyFans and how successful it is, which, kind of illuminates the cycle we find ourselves in. Is controversial, even outrageous behavior becoming profitable because it draws attention? You wonder about the message it sends to young followers. What are we teaching them? Are we saying that it's okay to make bold, potentially harmful statements if it means gaining attention and followers, regardless of the consequences? What really sticks with me is this blending of identity politics with personal health issues. By conflating the struggles of marginalized groups with the consequences of personal choices, there's an undermining of both. Shouldn't we be cautious about these narratives? They're blurring crucial distinctions that need addressing because, end of day, it's a cultural shift pied between enabling and empowering. So, how do we address this? Balance. Yes, self-love is important, but let's preserve a focus on health. After listening to Dank Deas, I wonder, are we supporting self-delusion at the expense of personal responsibility? Think about it this way. If we buy into this narrative that labels fat a slur, we're endorsing a mentality that dismisses accountability. Are we really going to let that pass? Or is there room to encourage honest, supportive dialogue that also holds a mirror up to choices made? Dank Deas' interview isn't just about her, obviously. It's about us as a society and what we value. Should we give a platform to ideas that marginalize truths? Maybe the conversation should lean towards building communities that support healthy living while still celebrating individuality. As we continue watching these stories unfold, it's key that we remain critical thinkers, channeling our emotions productively. We have to embrace tough discussions about how to foster a society that's resilient both physically and mentally. So folks, what are your thoughts about it? Do you believe society should accommodate according to self-perceptions rather than factual realities? Share your insights in the comments because truly I want to hear from you. Let's keep this conversation alive.